Hey, Burnhamwood, wanted to invite you to our upcoming Taco Tuesday. We will be featuring Chile Colorado. So, Chile Colorado comes out of Chihuahua, Mexico. And it's not called Colorado because of Colorado, our state. It's called Colorado because the Spanish word is means red. Colorado means red in Spanish. So we will be featuring that, and I'm gonna walk you through these lovely ingredients that we put together to make this wonderful dish. So this is a really simple recipe. It's a really simple dish to make that consists of onions. It consists of tomatoes. It consists. You could use a variety of chilies, or you could use only one. But I like to use three different types. We use our chile pasilla. We also use our chile ancho and chile de árbol. Cumin, little oregano, salt, pepper, a little bit of water, and I'll walk you through the steps throughout the video so we can get an idea of what we're doing. First, I'm going to start by toasting my chilies in a pot. I'm going to get plenty of oil, and I'm going to add one type of chili at a time. And they're going to start toasting, and as they toast, just be careful. Your heat should be about medium, low to medium. Make sure your fan's going because you're going to see a lot of smoke. Now that my chilies are nice and toasted, I'm going to put them in a nice little container, and I'm going to soak them in water for at least 30 minutes. Once they're soaked, they're going to hydrate, and we're going to remove the seeds, making it a little bit less spicy. If you like the spiciness, leave a few seeds in there. Be a little bit adventurous. While your chilies are soaking, I would go ahead and get your onion. Give it a quick rough chop. Nothing fancy. You're not trying to impress anybody. And then we're gonna put them in a pot. And then we're gonna throw our tomatoes whole, pitted. We're gonna take the back end of the tomato off, just that little pit. Nobody wants to eat that little pit. Take that off, and then put them in your pot. You're gonna season your pot with a little bit of salt. Do a little bit of cumin, a little bit of black pepper, some oregano. You're gonna cover the pot just enough to cover the vegetables, just to cover the tomatoes and onion. Now that the chilies have been soaking, we're gonna take them out of the water. We're gonna lay them on our cutting board. We're gonna open them up, and you're gonna see all the seeds just coming right out. You're gonna need a towel just to keep your cutting board dry. And then all you gotta do is pop it open. You can get the back of your knife, and then just gently scrape the chilies out. Once they hydrate, they're nice and soft, and they're a little bit easier to work with. Make sure you drain the water out when you take the stem out, then put it on your cutting board. Lastly, we're gonna finish adding our clean chilies to our pot of onions, tomatoes, all our spices, and we're gonna cook it gently just until the tomatoes are nice and soft. Chile Colorado, you could use beef or you could use pork. I like to use pork because where I'm from, we eat a lot of pork, and I love pork, and I just love those chilies and the combination with the pork. You can use pork butt, pork shoulder. It's going to be a nice and tender cut of meat, so you want something lean, but also with some fat on it. And we're going to cut about 1 inch cubes out of this. If you want to use a leaner piece of meat, like a loin, you're more than welcome to as well. I just like to enjoy a little bit of fat on my chili. It's just tastier for me that way. Life is better with a little bit of fat on it. It really is. All right. Once your pork is cut, we're gonna season it heavily with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Once your pork is nice and seasoned, you're gonna get your pan. I have some bacon fat or lard. We're gonna fry our pork in this lard. So you want to get this pan nice and hot because you want to sear this pork and get some nice caramelization all throughout. So you want to hear that sizzle. Once it sizzles, it means it's ready for you. You don't want to overcrowd the pan. You want all your pork pieces to cook evenly throughout. What happens when you add too much proteins or too much vegetables in a pot, it starts to steam because they're too closely packed together. So make sure you leave a little room in between and you'll get a better result out of it. What you want to do now, once your pork is nice and fried all around, it's got a nice color, we're going to get the sauce that we made using our tomatoes, our onion, our chilies. We cooked them down in broth, blended them, strained them, and then the sauce goes right on the pork. Once it's covered in here, we're going to lower our heat down to medium to low. And then we're just going to let that pork just simmer for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the thickness of your cut. We're just going to go ahead and cover our pork and just let it sit there till it's ready. So this is what you're looking for. Some really nice, tender, rich, delicious, flavorful pork. Is just nice, tender, falls off. So now I just made myself my plate with rice and beans, really nice beans, the rice, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and just put my pork on my plate. Look at that rich, beautiful sauce. And then on this sauce, you want it to separate a little bit. It's a nice sauce because it's cooking down, so you want to see a little bit of the oils just kind of to separate. I like to squeeze a little bit of lime right on top of mine. We'll grab a little bit of cilantro and then just kind of give it a quick chop. Just rough, not too much. Put it right over the top. A little bit of pickled onions. And there you go. Have it. Add some tortillas and call it a day. I'll see you this Tuesday.